Okay, today we are going to talk about what other things do I need to have ready to install my new Click vinyl plank flooring that I just purchased from Floors to Your Home. I've been on the website, I picked the product I like, I made my purchase, it's shipped directly to my home, I'm ready to install. What else do I need? Well, we're going to assume that all your take-up in the area of your new install has already been completed. You've removed all the existing flooring, you've swept it nice and clean, it's flat, it's level within tolerance, and you're ready to install. The first thing you need with vinyl plank flooring is you need a pad. Now, most of the products that we sell have pad pre-attached, so you're ready to go right out of the box. If your product doesn't have pad pre-attached, you need to check your install instructions to see if pad's required. If so, you need to get a pad, and that would be first. The next thing you need is, if you're on a concrete slab, you need a moisture barrier. You need a plastic moisture barrier. Usually it's a 6 mil plastic that is recommended, and that needs to be rolled out and put down first before you do your install. So you put your pad out or your moisture barrier out, and now you're ready to go. You're ready to start clicking that flooring together. Before you do that, you're going to need spacers. So we put spacers all the way around the perimeter of the wall because your installation instructions are going to tell you that you need either like a 1/4 inch or a 3/8 inch gap between your product and your wall all the way around. And so with spacers up against the wall, you're going to install right up to those spacers, and then at the end, after you've done a few rows or after you've completed the whole room, you'll remove those spacers, and then your gap will be there ready for you. So you got your spacers in, your pad's down, you're ready to start clicking together. You click your first row together all the way till you get to a wall. Now we need to make a cut. So we need something to measure that plank, tape measure. We need something to maybe mark it off like a pencil, and then we need to cut it. Now, some Click vinyl plank products can actually be scored and snapped. If your product is too thick to do that, or you're not comfortable doing that, you'll need some type of a saw, a table saw, a hand saw, a jigsaw, to make that cut and to make maybe more intricate cuts if you have more than just a big open room. So we need something to cut our product with. After we've made that cut and we've started our next row of flooring, we continue in the same way till we get all the way down to the end of the room and we've installed the flooring throughout the room. Now what do? We need to finish the bottom of those walls where that gap is. So we remove those spacers and we see that gap. We can cover up that gap a couple different ways. You can use rubber or vinyl cove base. That's one option. That's typically done more in commercial settings as opposed to residential, but you're welcome to do that. If you don't want to do that, if you already have baseboard there, you can add a 1/4 round or a shoe mold to the outside of your baseboard, and that will cover the gap. If you don't have baseboard, you can just add baseboard, and that'll usually cover the gap. And then you have the option of adding a shoe mold or 1/4 round if you just like it for aesthetic reasons. So now we've covered the outside gap around the walls, at the bottom of the walls, I should say. Now, when we're going from this room to the next, we may or may not need a transition piece. If you're continuing that same flooring into the next room, sometimes you don't need that transition piece. If your subfloor in the two rooms are different heights, you will need one. And if you're going from your new Click vinyl plank to a different type of flooring, you'll need a transition piece in that instance as well. So depending on what you're doing, what you're going from and going to, will dictate the type of transition piece that you'll actually need. So you'll need to look into that in terms of what you're going from and to. We'll do an entire video just on the different types of transition pieces and what they're used for. So that's what we need in addition to our new vinyl plank flooring to complete our install.